Well, it is day 2 of President Trump's summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping, but this all-important meeting has been overshadowed by the overnight strike on Syria.
For more, we turn to Isaac Stone-Fish. He is a senior fellow with the Asia Society Center on U.S. China Relations, and he's here with us at the desk. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So, you've said in the past that the airstrike in Syria is a perfect example of how the Middle East distracts from China. What do you mean?
So, China is the most important long-term foreign policy story that the United States has. China is the only country that can vie with the United States for global dominance, for hegemony. China is going to be the country that we really have to figure out how we're going to get along with. And yet we keep getting distracted by situation in the Middle East, the situation in Russia, so we can't really have a good long-term strategy for how we want to do things with China.
So let's talk about the message being sent to our allies and people who are not allies or countries that aren't. China, North Korea, what sort of message is being sent by this strike?
You know, we really hope that this was very well planned and it wasn't just that Trump saw some horrific videos and decided that he was going to act, regardless of whether or not Xi was in town. If this was planned, the message that it sends is we are ready to go alone in North Korea. And Trump sort of foreshadowed that with the interview he did over the weekend with the Financial Times, where he talked about the willingness to act unilaterally with regards to North Korea. So if it was planned, it was a very strong message.
But the Chinese would not go along with that, right? Let's just face the reality. The president can say what he wants to say. Tillerson can say what he wants to say. Nikki Haley can say what she wants to say. But the reality for the Chinese is that, look, any instability in North Korea means a huge headache for them. What they don't want to see is refugees streaming in from North Korea because of a destabilization into China, or they don't want to see a U.S. presence that is greater than it already is in the Korean Peninsula by making unilateral action in that country. Is that right?
Those are all great points. And I think what the United States is trying to do is raise the cost for China of having North Korea as it is. So you saw that with the anti-missile defense unit that they put in South Korea. You see that with all these aggressive statements that they're making. Basically, the point they're trying to say is, Beijing, you can keep supporting North Korea. We're just going to make this more and more difficult for you.
All right, Isaac Stone, thank you very much.
Thank you, Isaac.